Madden holiday is here and we will play all night. Calling sick and sound sincere, in tackles will delight. The fridge is packed with drink and meat, the taste of victory sure is sweet.
First things first, sorry if I'm a little bit out of it right now. Blasted real life just keeps getting in the damn way. I had to buy a new storage system for my comics, and wouldn't you know, one of the boxes I bought is broken, or has a broken lid, so I have to take that back now and try to exchange it to see if I can find one without a broken lid, hopefully. Maybe. I'm so tired. Anyway, there's obviously been a lot happening over the past few days in the world of college football. This past weekend, obviously, Texas A&M lost to Texas, STM lost to Cal, which put Duke in the ACC championship game. Lane Kiffin shocked absolutely no one by going to LSU. His defensive coordinator, Pete Golding, has basically been hired to replace him. That's kind of considered a mixed bag hire at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets dumped after next year. John Summerall, the Tulane coach, went to Florida. We'll get more into that one a little bit later. Eric Morris, the North Texas coach, went to Oklahoma State. We'll touch on that a little bit later as well. But I guess the big one is that Penn State just cannot seem to hire a coach to replace James Franklin. They were hot on Kalani Sitake, the coach at BYU, but he turned them down. Jeff Brom, the Louisville coach, has also turned them down. The James Madison coach, he turned them down. He's going to UCLA. So, yeah, it's just kind of bizarre right now. Also, Michigan State fired their coach and hired Pat Fitzgerald. Yeah, good luck on that. Look up at your own risk why Pat Fitzgerald is no longer the head coach at Northwestern. You see why maybe that's not such a good hire. Likewise, that earlier Texas A&M loss seems to have pushed Notre Dame out of the college football playoff standings. Texas is also out despite their win, though they at least have a bit more of a claim to it. And likewise, Miami is now in, but that's probably going to change with the ACC championship game, unless Duke wins that game, which could knock the ACC out of the college football playoff entirely, and that would allow for either James Madison or maybe North Texas to squeak in. Also, the participants in the Mountain West Conference championship game were determined by computers, which is really stupid. I mean, the two best teams far and away this year were New Mexico and San Diego State. Wrong SESU. Anyway, San Diego State. Those were the two best teams. This just sounds like a conspiracy excuse to get Boise State, your most well-known member, and UNLV, which is in possibly your biggest media market in. That's the only excuse I can find for this. There's no reason to use computers like that. Anyway, with my picks last week, I managed to go 4-0 on the college side, though Oklahoma did their darnest to really make that not happen and just make me have a 500 week. The Sooners' defense is really carrying that team, isn't it? Not really much else to say about the other games. I think they were all blowouts. Anyway, we're covering the conference championship games in this video. So we're going to be covering the MAC championship between Western Michigan and Miami of Ohio, the Sun Belt championship between James Madison and Troy, the American championship between Tulane and North Texas, the Conference USA championship between Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State, the Big 12 championship between BYU and Texas Tech, the SEC championship between Alabama and Georgia, the Mountain West championship between UNLV and Boise State, the ACC championship between Duke and Virginia, and the Big 10 championship between Indiana and Ohio State. So yeah, basically we got a whole lot to cover, so right after the break we're going to start things off with the MAC championship. And yeah, I know, this isn't in the order they're taking place in, they're just in the order I wrote them down, so that's what we're going with. Anyway, we'll start right after the break.
Double guard, double live.
Santa!
Oh, hey, pal, look what I got you. The new 2-CD double live album from Garth Brooks.
I know, 25 of my favorite songs recorded live all around the world. In collectible packages while supplies last.
It's like a private Garth concert just for you.
Santa, I did ask for a real Garth concert in my own backyard.
Sure, whatever you want.
This Christmas, visit Target and enter to win a Garth Brooks concert live in your own backyard.
Backyard concert, huh?
Come on. Come on, boy. Even if your State Fair corn dog refuses to eat,
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on.
you can still eat it. New State Fair corn dogs with ballpark franks inside.
Good corn dog.
Roll over. Roll over. Roll over.
Even if your State Fair corn dog can't hear you,
Attaboy.
it will still obey you. New State Fair corn dogs with ballpark franks inside.
Good corn dog.
Long ago, in a faraway land of ice and snow, the legend was born and the magic became real.
I'm an elf. An elf, yes.
For everyone who believes in him and for everyone who wants to, Alexander Salkind presents Dudley Moore, John Lithgow, in the movie with the whole legend, the whole adventure, and the magical wonder of Santa Claus, the movie. Seeing is believing. An Alexander and Ilya Salkind production. Rated PG. Starts Wednesday.
We start things off with the Mid-American Conference Championship game between Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan. Now, like I said a couple weeks ago, the MAC has had kind of a down year as of late, and Miami's kind of typified that. They were playing really well, and then their quarterback, Daquan Finn, left the team in order to concentrate on his draft future, despite the fact he has no NFL draft prospects. I guess maybe he meant the UFL draft. Anyway, the team is now led on offense by quarterback Tom Gotkowski. They mainly run the ball with running back Jaden Bronson, and they've managed to rebound with a couple of wins after the sudden QB switch. Now, the Western Michigan Broncos managed to run roughshod through the MAC after a very slow start in the out-of-conference schedule. Their main offensive weapons are quarterback Brock Lowry, running backs Cade Cabana and Jaden Buckley, and wide receiver Talik Williams. Not to mention their defense is fairly strong, led by edge rusher Popeye Williams, and they've done really well against the somewhat mid-level competition in the MAC this year. Now, the Red Hawks do appear to be on the rebound, but let's face it, the Broncos are definitely the stronger team, and they have more momentum. I like Western Michigan in a close one here.
Break free and feel how splendid you are with Vanderbilt, the rich romantic fragrance by Gloria Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, let it release the splendor of you. Vanderbilt.
For Bolla wines, Franco Bolla.
Sono Franco Bolla.
Why do so many people prefer my Suave Bolla to other fine white wines?
Al gusto.
Taste. Not just exceptional taste, but exceptional taste every time the wine is served. That is why I make sure that our Suave Bolla tastes crisp, dry, smooth, always. After all, when you're a Bolla, you don't let your friends down. You can always trust the taste of a Bolla.
If you like strawberries and cream,
Strawberries!
you'll really warm up to this. New strawberries and cream flavor instant Quaker oatmeal. It's new.
Strawberries!
Creamy.
Strawberries and cream!
Strawberries and cream is a Quaker flavor. They really warm up, too.
New strawberries and cream flavor instant Quaker oatmeal.
Our next matchup is the Sun Belt Conference Championship between James Madison and Troy. Now, the other men of Troy, as they are famously known, have routinely been top competitors in the Sun Belt, and this year they managed to overcome Southern Miss in the last 2 weeks of the season, as the Golden Eagles had seemingly been running away with the Western Division of the conference, but the Trojans managed to beat the Golden Eagles in the last game in order to clinch this spot. The Trojans' main offensive weapons are Kentucky transfer running back Jordan Levitt and quarterback Will Crowder. As for James Madison, well, the Dukes have pretty much marched right through the Sun Belt with only one loss on the season. They're in college football playoff. They're in contention for the college football playoff, and they're led by quarterback Alonzo Bennett III and running backs Wayne Knight and George Pettaway. The main threat in the passing game is wide receiver Landon Ellis. About the only real flaw with the Dukes is that their coach, Bob Chesney, is now headed to UCLA to take that coaching job. That being said, the Dukes haven't been hit hard by the transfer portal. I think their UCLA is allowing Chesney to coach at least through this game. So the Dukes aren't going to lose a lot of players in the transfer portal right now. So they're too talented. They're obviously the better team on paper. I'm thinking James Madison is going to win this game rather handily. So yeah, I'm not expecting too much of an upset here. James Madison to win. Hey guys, just a quick little note here. While I was recording this, news broke that Billy Napier will be taking the coaching job at James Madison. Like I said, I don't know what this means if the Dukes actually get into the college football playoff or not, but again, this is going to provide some very intriguing developments. Obviously, Madison did not pan out well at the University of Florida, but he was a very good coach at Louisiana, which is in the Sun Belt Conference as well, so he definitely knows the territory there. So this could actually be a really good hire for James Madison.
Who has vibrant greens, brilliant blues, the crispest reds, and incredibly lifelike sound? Only RCA. Introducing Full Spectrum Television, the only full stereo TV to process 100% of the audio-video signal. All the color, all the sound, all the time. Bringing the magic of life right into your living room. Full stereo, full spectrum television, only from RCA. Technology that excites the senses.
Those nuggets some hamburger places serve are actually processed chicken.
Excuse me, but what was that in there?
It's chicken.
Chicken. Processed. Processed?
That's like when they take a lot of chickens and assemble the respective parts.
What parts?
What parts?
Different parts.
Parts is parts.
Wendy's chicken sandwich is pure boneless breast of chicken. Moist and perfect and not processed.
As I hear tell, all the parts are crammed into one big part. Fused. Yeah, then the one big part is cut up into little pieces parts. And parts is parts.
Pure boneless breast of chicken for Wendy's kind of people.
Tuesday, Bradford finds a husband for his ex-wife.
You were only thinking about the alimony.
Police. Freeze a crowd. Then Tony's buddy falls for Angela.
You're jealous of Jeffrey and me.
I just don't think he's the right guy for you.
Who's the Boss? All starting at 8, 7 Central. Tuesday.
Our next matchup is the American Conference Championship between Tulane and North Texas. And yes, I know I screwed this up. This is actually being played in New Orleans, not Denton, but my mistake. Anyway, this is the battle of coaches who are employed by other schools now. Obviously, Tulane's John Summerall just took the job at Florida, and they were the sexy preseason pick to be in this position right now. They're led by BYU transfer quarterback Jake Retzlaff, and Summerall is still coaching the team, at least through the possible playoff, I believe. I don't know if this is not a Lane Kiffin situation. He seems to still be very highly regarded by his school. That being said, I think the big problem with the Green Wave is they have been hit and miss on several occasions this season. The loss to Texas San Antonio definitely still stings. That was a game they really should have won, and they completely blew it. Now, I believe North Texas is still being coached by Eric Morris for this game. I'm not sure I've heard otherwise, but he's probably going to be leaving afterwards and not coaching the bowl game, as the school has already hired former West Virginia coach Neil Brown to replace him. The Mean Green's main offensive weapon is quarterback Drew Mestemaker, and I don't expect him to transfer, but you never know at this point. Sometimes these things just kind of come out of nowhere. Like I said, I don't think this is going to affect the championship game too much. They'll still be playing in that, and of course, they do have an outside shot at the college football playoff. That being said, I have a feeling that Tulane knew that Summerall probably wasn't going to be long for this position, and were better prepared for this, so I don't think that they're going to suffer quite the shock that North Texas is. I like Tulane to win this one rather handily.
Sophie a tapé l'adresse à Chicago.
Saying goodbye is never easy, but saying hello is. With AT&T, 10 minutes to France can average just 81 cents a minute. Only AT&T keeps you this close anywhere in the world. AT&T International Long Distance.
At Christmas time, Sears has something for everyone, like this Craftsman 40-piece mechanics tool set, now $39.99. That's half price. And these Craftsman power tools, each with a durable case. Your choice, now $59.99. Choose a rugged Craftsman 1-horsepower belt sander, a powerful 7.5-inch circular saw, or a heavy-duty 1.5-horsepower router. Wrap up a beautiful Christmas at Sears.
There's more for your life at Sears.
It's nasty out there. Some day to run. Soup looks good.
You still nervous about tomorrow?
Well, it is my first 10K run. I just hope I can do it.
Of course you can. You worked hard, ate right. Here, eat your Campbell's. It's good for you.
Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup. It's nice when something that tastes so good can make you feel so good.
I'm surprised you're worried about finishing.
Finishing? I'm worried about winning.
Our next matchup is the Conference USA Championship between Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State. And this is the definitely surprising Conference Championship game. I mean, people would have been surprised if Kennesaw State won 5 games this year. Well, they won 9. The Owls are led by quarterback Amari Odom, and yeah, you can expect to see that name in the transfer portal pretty soon. Wide receiver Gabriel Benyard, and running back Coleman Bennett. The Owls' offense definitely puts up a lot of numbers, and again, you can expect to see a lot of those players in the transfer portal over the offseason. If there is a drawback, is that the Kennesaw State defense does allow a lot of points. I mean, they played Jacksonville State a couple weeks ago and were beaten rather handily, even giving up a Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Now, the Jacksonville State Gamecocks are in the Conference USA Championship for the second year in a row under new coach Charles Kelly. The offense is still pretty much the same, though, as it's led by quarterback Gavin Wimsott, running back Cam Cook as their main offensive weapons. And, of course, being a professional wrestling fan, I would be remiss if I did not mention wide receiver Brock Rechsteiner, son of wrestling star and noted mathematician Scott Steiner. And in a rather unique twist, Brock's cousin Bronson Rechsteiner, a.k.a. Bron Breakker in WWE, is a graduate of Kennesaw State. Now, Jacksonville does have one loss in the conference to Florida International, and like I said, they did beat Kennesaw State a couple weeks ago, and their defense is playing much better than that of the Owls. Overall, though, I actually think the Owls may have actually learned from their previous game, and this is going to be a much closer affair. In fact, Kennesaw State's kind of playing with house money at this point, so why not go with them? I like the Owls in a close one. Kennesaw State will win this.
Hi, I'm Barbara Bush. Did you know illiteracy in this country could be eliminated by the year 2000? The key is to get our young people reading now. That is why, for years, I have supported and worked with RIF, Reading is Fundamental, the national organization that has helped millions of young people discover the joys of reading. Learn more about RIF and how you can help, because reading is fundamental to America's future.
The Hallmark Hall of Fame continues with Decoration Day, starring James Garner and Ruby Dee. Decoration Day will resume on the Hallmark Hall of Fame after these messages from Hallmark.
Hi.
Is the birthday lady here yet? Honey, make sure we have enough silverware over there, especially the forks.
Time to sign, Uncle Percy.
Oh, we'll have a nice, quiet evening.
Who's gonna be there?
It's just you, me, and Essie.
21, 22. Will you please sign this?
Sure, honey. Can you believe this card? I know why they're going.
Dorothy, look at this. Isn't this just like her?
52, 58.
She caught me skipping school, and she crawled right underneath the porch and got me.
Really?
They'll be here any minute.
93. Hurry up, she goes here.
Don't worry, I'll act surprised.
Happy birthday! This is for you, Great Grandma.
That's for me?
Yeah.
Congratulations on your 100th birthday. You've shared what you have learned about living through the kindness that you have shown. You've seen many dreams and wishes come true and felt joy in the friendship you've known. You finish it, sweetie.
And you've earned the right to this moment to observe and to celebrate too, for it stands as a wonderful tribute to your remarkable life and you.
She's really 101, you know.
An ingenious conspiracy has begun.
Heard of a bullet that has your name on it? This isn't a runaway. This is murder.
And someone has to stop the madman who started it all.
What does it take to get through to you? He sees everything. He knows everything that's going on in here.
Tom Selleck, Cynthia Rhodes, Gene Simmons, Runaway. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Tuesday, Glitter returns at 9, 8 Central with all new episodes starring David Burney and Morgan Brittany.
What we need is an angle.
An exclusive Texas club is the front for a high prize.
You're my masseuse?
Pleasure Palace. And Glitter takes you behind the headlines. Then,
Maybe we could have dinner together?
Well, sounds wonderful.
the son's obsession for power turns murder into blackmail.
She's dead.
On Paper Dolls, all starting at 9, 8 Central. Tuesday.
We now move on to the Big 12 championship game between BYU and Texas Tech, and a rematch from a game earlier this season that the Red Raiders won rather handily. Now, the Cougars managed to retain their coach, Kalani Sitake, and their main offensive weapons are the Bachmeyers, quarterback Bear Bachmeyer, and wide receiver Tiger Bachmeyer. What the hell did these guys do to their parents? Anyway, the Cougars' defense is actually really good at forcing turnovers. That being said, the Red Raiders completely ran all over them in the last game. Now, this is not the Texas Tech teams of old under Mike Leach, who would have really great offenses but so-so defenses. They actually run the ball on offense frequently, and they play really good defense. In fact, their best player is Jacob Rodriguez, a linebacker who also occasionally fills in at quarterback and fullback. And Rodriguez is talented enough that he probably should be a Heisman candidate, but he probably won't be, just because of the Heisman Committee's long anti-defense bias. Now, offensively, the Red Raiders are led by quarterback Baron Morton. Running back Cameron Dickey can put up some good numbers. Like, the whole offense is really good and fires on all cylinders. And the defense is also no slouch, so they've got a lot going for them. Not to mention, like I said earlier, they did blow out BYU in the previous game. And I do think the Cougars are probably going to play better and try to keep this a little bit close, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a difference. I think Texas Tech pulls away in the second half. They're just a little too strong here. I like the Red Raiders to win this one.
The flavor I love best.
Wholesome, real cheese.
The texture so supreme.
Real cheese is made from real
The
milk
taste that's dairy fresh.
with no artificial flavors.
Oh no, you can't take that away from me.
Imitation cheese doesn't stack up to the pure, natural goodness of real cheese.
Oh no, you can't take that away.
Make your meal sing with real cheese.
MasterCard, fill my flat.
Mastercard International. So proudly, so welcome.
Your taste is impeccable.
Mastercard.
Home is where the card is.
International.
Wednesday, a beautiful bail jumper is making Colt's day. But a Joe's boyfriend wants to make it the last for the fall guy. Then Crystal's baby is fighting for her life.
How is she? How did the transfusions go?
And Amanda's playing with fire on Dynasty. And on Hotel, a sick little girl needs surgery to survive.
It's against our religion.
And the St. Gregory can't interfere.
What kind of people are we to stand by and do nothing?
Wednesday.
We now move on to the SEC championship between Alabama and Georgia in a game that's still pretty big, even though the SEC is not as powerful as it once was. After all, if Bama loses and gets 3 losses, maybe this is what gets Notre Dame or Miami into the college football playoff. Now, Bama quarterback Ty Simpson has struggled in the last few weeks. He just makes the right plays at the just right time, but other than that, they kind of squeaked by Auburn. Yeah, Auburn's a heated rival, but still, they've struggled against the likes of South Carolina. Just not very great teams that sometimes they just don't seem to step up for. Now, granted, I do think the Tide could still win this game, but they got to stop having so many unforced errors. They've just made too many mistakes. You can't let the Bulldogs pounce on anything here. Now, the Bulldogs managed to regain their dominance after an earlier loss to Alabama this season, so I don't think that's going to have too much of an effect on this game. And yeah, I know they didn't play particularly well against Georgia Tech, but much like the Alabama-Auburn game from earlier, that's a heated rival, so teams are playing up a little bit more there. I think the big key for the Bulldogs would be their running game with Josh McCray or Cash Jones, as that's going to help set up play-action passes for Gunnar Stockton. And overall, I think Georgia's the better team here. They've gotten a lot better as the season has gone on. They build up momentum. It's all on their side. Like I said, Bama's a little too hit and miss right now. I don't know if a loss necessarily knocks them out of the playoff, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I think the Bulldogs are going to pull away late in the second half and win this one. So yeah, I like Georgia here.
One glass of milk has enough calcium and vitamins to help the average person through an ordinary day.
But who has ordinary days? Milk's got more of what you need to help you through the day. Milk helps keep you going when things don't go your way.
Have an extra glass of milk. It gives you more of what you need to keep up with your day. And everyone in it.
Have more milk. Got more.
What does it take to excel?
I know the deadline. You'll get it tomorrow.
It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. Our 2-pound pack is just $9.35 overnight.
And we deliver over 100,000 packages on time every day.
Yes, we got them. Oh, and Jerry, thanks.
Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
Even in the dead of winter at 40 below, my milk's got to get through. Kids depend on me. I can't be out sick. First sign of a cold, I take Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fights a cold like nobody's business, and fast. It clears up my head, my nose, my congestion, takes care of my aches. I give it to my hired man, too, because if we take Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine, we feel better fast, and the milk gets through.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
Our next matchup is the Mountain West Championship between UNLV and Boise State, and the game that was made by computers, which is why I almost forgot this one, I think, because I just remembered that originally this was going to be after the American Conference Championship in terms of coverage, and instead it's after the SEC Championship because I just remembered it now. Anyway, I think I mentioned this the last time I covered them, but this has been kind of an off year for Boise State. This is not the Boise State of old who was a threat to make the college football playoff. They started 0-2 and rallied late, and again, thanks to the computer rankings, are now in the Mountain West title game. Now, quarterback Maddox Madsen has been injured, and I don't know if he's necessarily coming back. Again, I'm not sure. All reports seem to indicate that he'll be playing, but I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah, I'm repeating myself there, but it's going to fall on the running game with Sire Gaines and Dylan Riley to step up and lead the Broncos here. Now, UNLV had a pretty nice start to the season. They too were considered favorites to maybe make the college football playoff, but then they had a couple of big slip-ups in the conference in the middle of the season, which put them in the bunker scenario that they now find themselves in. The Rebels' offense really picked up when quarterback Alex Orji was replaced by another transfer quarterback, Anthony Calandria. Other offensive weapons include running back Jaden Thomas and wide receiver JoJo Earl, as well as Kayvon Lee, another running back. Now, the Rebels have found themselves in this position for the last 3 years, and they keep coming up short, which is why I think this is going to continue, especially since they're playing in Boise. You don't go against the Broncos in Boise. I like Boise State to win this one rather handily.
An ABC News Brief brought to you by MacLeod Light Beer. Now from Washington, Rita Flynn.
Good evening. It appears the hijacking at Tehran Airport is finally over. Iran says its security forces stormed the plane after the hijackers threatened to blow it up. They overpowered the 4 gunmen and freed 9 remaining hostages, including 2 Americans who were believed to have been injured. Union Carbide Chairman Warren Anderson complied with India's order that he leave the country today, and Union Carbide announced nearly $1 million in aid for victims of the poisonous gas leak that so far has killed more than 2,200 people. Now this.
Michelob Light. Super premium taste in a less filling beer.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
Artificial heart recipient William Schrader held a highly emotional news conference in his hospital room tonight. He told reporters all he wants to do is get healthy and help other people. More later on the Weekend Report.
Put it on. Aviance Night Musk. Put it on. Aviance Night Musk. Introducing Aviance Night Musk. Put it on and have an Aviance night.
Our next matchup is the ACC Championship between Duke and Virginia. This is the game that the ACC has been dreading, as a Duke victory could actually knock them out of the college football playoff. Why is that? Well, according to the rules, it is the 4 highest-ranked conference champions that get in. Whether or not you're in a Power 4 does not matter. If you are a higher-ranked conference champion than a Power 4 team, you get in over that Power 4 team. And right now, the Blue Devils are unranked. Now, that's not to say Duke is a bad team. I covered them a couple weeks ago. They've got a very strong offense led by quarterback Darian Mensah and running back Nate Shepard. But the really big problem is that their defense is very streaky and thus unpredictable, and that's led to a lot of shootouts. Also, it's been rumored that Manny Diaz is now the favorite to take the Penn State coaching job. Now, Virginia has been the beneficiary of very easy scheduling. They did not have to play a lot of the teams that were considered powers in the ACC, like Miami, Georgia Tech, SMU, or Clemson. Yes, remember at the beginning of the season, Clemson was still considered a contender. Now, the Cavaliers did beat Duke a couple weeks ago, like I said, and their defense managed to keep the Duke offense in check. Their offense is led by Chandler Morris, who is a transfer out of North Texas, and if you haven't figured it out, yes, he is the son of the outgoing North Texas coach who is now the Oklahoma State coach, Eric Morris. I don't know if that means he's going to leave again or not, or if he's out of eligibility, but that's definitely going to lead to some unique scenarios if certain things play out the way they do. That being said, I really think the power in the Cavaliers lies with their defense, which is led by edge rusher Cam Robinson. Now, people really do keep underestimating Virginia, who will be in the college football playoff with a win. Their defense is much better than Duke's offense, and so I do think Virginia is going to win this one rather handily. I don't think the ACC is really going to have to worry too much.
Panasonic introduces a new lightweight video system that's so automatic it works by itself. The camera focuses by itself. It even records in low light all by itself. This Panasonic VHS recorder connects almost by itself and plays back with special effects. This Panasonic through your stereo creates hi-fi sound that stands out by itself. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Evenings from 5 to 11, AT&T saves me 40% on long-distance calls. What could be better?
Sold for 100. Weekends, I get 60% off with AT&T.
What could be better?
You don't have to give up any service to save. That's what's better. Only AT&T gives you operator service, calls from anywhere to anywhere, and up to 60% off.
Now, that's what I like to hear.
That's AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
Reach out and touch someone.
On Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Raiders battle for a playoff spot when they clash with the Lions at a special time. 8 Eastern, here on ABC, home of Super Bowl 19.
We finally reached the end with our 9th conference championship, which is, of course, the Big Ten championship between Indiana and Ohio State. The game that will probably wind up deciding the Heisman Trophy winner, either Julian Sayin or Fernando Mendoza.
Mendoza!
Now, I've talked about the Buckeyes plenty of times this season. About the only player I don't think I've mentioned is running back Bo Jackson. He's really good. He's a freshman, so I didn't really think too much about him until he started playing on a regular basis. Now, I also covered Indiana last week, so we've touched on a lot of their offensive weapons, which, again, the Hoosiers have a high-powered offense, but I still think of the lead the defense blew against Penn State. Yeah, they still won that game barely on a last-second drive, but, there's a chance that this could happen again. Even if they play really well in the first half, Ohio State's definitely the type of team I think that can rally. Now, really, this game is for bracketing positioning. I mean, the winner is going to be the number 1 overall seed, and in all likelihood, wind up playing Oregon in the quarterfinals. So maybe it would behoove the Buckeyes to not play that and to not win this game and actually take a lower seed and get maybe an easier bracket to the championship. That being said, I'm pretty sure the Buckeyes still want to... That being said, I'm pretty sure Ohio State fans still want to win the Big Ten championship and don't care too much about bracketing position. So I don't think they're necessarily going to take their foot off the gas. And overall, Indiana is a very good team, but Ohio State is a far better team. I think this is going to be close, but ultimately I think Ohio State is going to pull this out. So yeah, I like the Buckeyes here. All right, we'll be back to wrap things up after the break.
The Lego system starts here with the curiosity of a preschooler and the big blocks of a Duplo building set. And as imaginations grow, so does the Lego system, because most every block fits every other block from every Duplo and Lego set we ever made. From preschool on up, our toys play on and on. Lego and Duplo building sets, the toys you grow up with.
I want my block back. Mommy, will you read me a story?
Which one? Yeah.
What's that?
Your daddy gave it to me.
What for?
Our anniversary.
Do you like it?
Oh, I love it. It felt as if it was the most wonderful feeling. Like when I was 20 and your daddy asked me to marry him.
Did you say yes?
Of course. You've got the greatest daddy in the world.
The diamond anniversary ring. The gift that says you'd marry her all over again.
I've never seen you enjoy a cup of coffee so much.
Well, it's not coffee, it's soup.
Trim cup of soup.
Oh, it came in. How is it?
Tastes great. Here, try it.
Thank you. You're welcome. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, get this. Trim only has 10 calories a cup. This is 10 calories.
I think we're going to sell a lot of Trim.
Trim cup of soup from Lipton. Snack time, meal time, anytime. It's got more than great taste going for it.
Okay, so to wrap things up, we've got a lot to go through here. In the MAC championship, I like Western Michigan over Miami, Ohio. In the Sun Belt, I like James Madison over Troy. In the American, I like Tulane over North Texas. In Conference USA, I like Kennesaw State over Jacksonville State. In the Big 12, I like Texas Tech over BYU. In the Mountain West, I like Boise State over UNLV. In the SEC, I like Georgia over Alabama. In the ACC, I like Virginia over Duke. And in the Big 10, I like Ohio State over Indiana. Yeah, pretty much chalk all around there, but I think the smaller conferences are probably the more interesting battles here. So I think that's where the upsets are maybe a bit more likely. Anyway, the games we're going to be covering next week are Army-Navy, and then on the NFL side, we have Cleveland taking on Chicago, the LA Chargers taking on Kansas City, Washington taking on the New York Giants, Detroit taking on the LA Rams, and Indianapolis taking on Seattle. After that will be the Non-College Football Playoff Bowl preview, where we will be covering the Myrtle Beach Bowl, the New Orleans Bowl, the Pinstripe Bowl, the New Mexico Bowl, the Independence Bowl, the Sun Bowl, the Armed Forces Bowl, and the Holiday Bowl. And then the week after that, we'll be covering the first round of the College Football Playoff. And then on the NFL side, we'll be covering New England versus Baltimore, Carolina versus Tampa Bay, the New York Jets versus New Orleans, and Pittsburgh versus Detroit. All right, see you all next time. Hey guys, remember that you can support my work at patreon.com/sleepytimeforcat productions, or just click the link in the description. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you can be made aware of further videos.